Hello, this is Unlock 3 Listening and Speaking for B1. This video focuses on the speaking task. And the objectives for this video are how do you support an argument and preparation for the speaking task. If you go to your book and open page 27, you will see a picture, and just above the picture there is a debate question, and this is going to be your speaking task. The question is this: debate whether using animals for entertainment should be banned. As you know, debate means, what do you think? Do you think we should do it or we should not do it? So the question is, using animals for entertainment, for fun, should be stopped. Do you say yes or no? Do you say it should be stopped or it shouldn't be stopped? So this is going to be your speaking task question at the end of this video. To do this properly, to do this well, we have to plan our talk first. We have to get ready for the speaking task. So when you think about the question whether using animals for entertainment, now focus on the word entertainment. This is a key word. And make a list of places and situations where animals are used for entertainment, for fun. So I'll give you 1 minute, 2 minutes, write down your ideas, and when you come back, we will look at other ideas. So here are some ideas in 3, 2, 1. Animals are used for entertainment in circuses. You know, people go there to have fun and watch animals. Animals are used for entertainment in zoos. People go to the zoos to have a good time. Animals are used for entertainment in TV shows. Animals are used for entertainment in safaris, or animals are used for entertainment for tourism. So these are some of the possible places and situations where animals are used for entertainment. So when you are talking about this question, you should maybe think about different places or different situations where they are used for entertainment. Also hunting. When you think about this question, you should also maybe focus on some problems that animals face while working in these places. For example, when animals are used in circuses, what kind of problems could they have? Or in zoos, what kind of problems would they face? So I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes, write down your ideas, and come back to check. So here are some ideas in 3, 2, 1. Some problems. We are focusing on some problems. One problem can be hunger. Maybe animals who are kept in zoos or circuses, or animals that are used for TV shows, are not fed well. They don't eat enough, so they might get hungry and they might get very thin. What about sickness? These animals, maybe the places are not very clean, and they might get sick. These animals may not be treated humanely. Do you remember the word humane? It means kindly. So inhumane means not kindly. So maybe the people who are training them beat them. So this is inhuman treatment. Boredom. Boredom is another problem for these animals. They may be in small spaces and they may get bored when they are not doing anything. And probably the biggest problem could be early death. These animals could die earlier than when they live in nature. So when you are talking about this question, you should focus on different places and situations, and maybe you should think about what problems these animals could face. All right. To help you with this talk, if you again look at page 27 and look at exercise 3, there are 8 statements here. these are actually arguments about the question whether animals should be used for entertainment or not. Which arguments are for and which arguments are against? For means this: which animals should be used for entertainment? If you are saying animals should be used for entertainment, or using animals for entertainment is okay, it means for. If you are saying we should not use animals for entertainment, it is not a good idea, you are against. So, which of these arguments are for, which means it is okay, and which of these arguments are against, which means it is not okay? So I'll give you a few minutes. Please read these arguments and write F or A. So take 2 or 3 minutes and then come back to check. All right. So let's look at the first argument. Animal trainers force animals to do things that are not natural. Is it for or against? This is against. It means that whoever the person who says this believes that using animals for entertainment is not okay, because animal trainers force animals to do things that are not natural. So let's look at the other ones. Number 2, this is an argument for. Number 3, argument against. Argument for. Argument again. Another argument for. Argument against. Argument for, and argument against. So these arguments may be helpful in your talk at the end of this video. Now, we have another problem. We have a more important thing to do now. When you are talking, when you are speaking about a question, you should, if like these are arguments, this is one argument. When you say something like this, you should support this argument by adding extra information after this sentence. For example, again, on page 27, exercise 4 says, think of an example, all right, which supports each argument in exercise 3. For example, let's take number 1, all right? Animal trainers force animals to do things that are not natural. So we need an example now to support this argument. And again, this is from your book. Animal trainers force animals to do things that are not natural. For example, lions and elephants are taught to perform in front of an audience. This is not natural for a lion or for an elephant. So this is an example to support this argument. Let's take a look at number 2. Watching circus performances helps people to see animals up close. Now, how do you support this argument? One example can be something like this. Watching circus performances helps people to see animals up close. Most people cannot see wild animals, such as monkeys or lions, in real life. Circuses bring these animals to those people. So, when people go to the circuses, they have a chance to see these animals and learn about them. So, do you understand that when you give an argument, you should support this argument with extra information, with examples, or with explanations? You cannot only say this and stop there. You have to support this idea. So we have 8 arguments here, and we are done with number 1 and number 2. Now, please look at these arguments. Spend as much time as you can, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Read each argument and try to add one example or one definition or one piece of extra information here to support each argument. This will help you a lot in your speaking task. Now, here is a debate question. What do you think about using animals for entertainment? And someone is talking about this question. What do you think about using animals for entertainment? We are going to listen to this talk. And in this talk, you should notice the planning. This talk is divided into 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It starts with an opening, a kind of introduction. And in the introduction, the person, the speaker, says he is or she is in favor of using animals for entertainment. He or she says it is okay. In favor of means it is okay to use animals for entertainment. And he gives 3 arguments. Argument 1, argument 2, argument 3. When he gives argument 1, he explains his argument. Okay, zoos protect animals. And then he gives supporting ideas. So this is argument 1. Argument 1 here, and this is the supporting idea. Zoos protect animals, and he gives examples. Giant panda, snow leopard. Then he goes to argument 2. He gives the argument, and then he supports this argument with a childhood memory. After that, he goes to argument 3. He gives the argument, and then he supports this argument with examples or with explanation. At the end of his talk, he closes his talk with a summary of arguments. Do you remember he has 3 arguments? And at the end of his speech, he summarizes these arguments and then he gives his personal opinion. This is a very, very good planning. You should be able to do this as well. Before you start answering a question in a speaking task, you should spend some time, as much time as you need, to plan your talk. You should plan how to open your talk. You should plan your arguments with supporting ideas, and you should plan your closing, the summary, and your opinion. Your opinion comes at the end. If you go to page 24, you will see the tape script of the listening. Do you remember we said we are going to listen to someone? So the tape script is here. This talk has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts, like we said here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. The first part is the opening, the introduction. In this part, he explains what is his first opinion. I am in favor of using animals for entertainment. He says here, it is often said that people often say that it is cruel to use animals for entertainment, but I would like to argue against this idea. So a lot of people think that it is cruel to use animals for entertainment, but I say it is okay to use animals for entertainment. After this, he gives his first argument. He says, first of all, keeping animals in zoos helps protect them. So this is his argument. Zoos protect animals. And he supports this argument with an example. For example, many species, like the giant panda or snow leopard, are endangered. However, do you remember yet? Yet means but they are safer in zoos. So this is his first argument and the supporting idea. This is his second argument. Another point is that zoos have important educational role. So he says zoos educate people. And then he gives a personal story. When I was a child, my father took me to the zoo. I learned about exotic animals. Da, da, da. And the last part is about the third argument is modern zoos are fine. He says modern zoos have improved their conditions. And then he gives examples. He explains this idea. And at the end, in the closing, he gives a summary and personal opinion. This is the summary. To summarize the main points, zoos help protect animals. So this is argument one. Zoos help protect animals and educate us. Argument two. Finally, modern zoos are comfortable, safe places. Argument three. So in the closing part, in the last part, he summarizes three arguments and then he gives his personal opinion. In conclusion, I believe that we should help zoos by visiting or donating money. So this is his personal opinion or recommendation. Now, let's listen to this talk. So you can follow the talk from here and listen to all of these ideas and enjoy the planning, nice planning.
1.5.
It's often said that it's cruel to use animals for entertainment. However, I would like to argue against this idea. I know that many animal lovers would disagree with me, but let me explain my point of view. First of all, keeping animals in zoos helps protect them. For example, many species, such as the giant panda or the snow leopard, are endangered, yet they are safer in zoos. Another point is that zoos have an important educational role. When I was a child, my father took me to the zoo. I learned about exotic animals, and I also learned to care about animals. Modern zoos have improved their conditions. Animals are no longer kept in small cages. Zoos have large areas where animals can feel as if they are in their natural habitat. To summarise the main points, zoos help protect animals and educate us. Finally, modern zoos are comfortable, safe places for wild animals. In conclusion, I believe that we should help zoos by visiting or donating money.
So this was a really good example. Now, let's go to your speaking task. Your speaking task is this. Debate whether using animals for entertainment should be banned. So when we say entertainment, we mean fun. Remember, when you say entertainment, you can talk about zoos, you can talk about circuses, or any other places or situations where animals are used for entertainment. So the question is this again: debate whether using animals for entertainment should be banned. Maybe we should focus on the word banned. Be banned. Be banned is this. Do you see this red circle here with a slash through it? It means don't do it. Don't do it. You cannot do it. You mustn't do it. So, do you think we should stop using animals for entertainment, or we should continue using animals for entertainment? This is your question. To do this task very well, to do this task properly, you should spend as much time as you need to plan your talk. You should think about an opening. You should think about three arguments here, and support these arguments. And you should think about how you will close your talk. We could talk about some tips to do this well. The first tip could be, when you are planning your talk, you should maybe check the vocabulary on page 31. On page 31, you will see this vocabulary list, everything we studied in Unit 1, in this unit so far. And you should try to use some of these in your talk. Because this is a B1 level, and you are studying academic English, you should try to use some of these academic vocabulary items. Also, on page 194, you can check the vocabulary list and their definitions before you start planning your talk. It is a very good idea, because this is a speaking task. It is a very good idea to go on Google and check how you say these words. Check the pronunciation of some of these difficult words. For example, how do you say this word? Is it sedate? Is it sedate? Is it sedate? Or sedate? So you should, check it on Google first. Another tip is, when you are ready to give your talk, when you did all your planning, all your arguments and supporting ideas are ready, it is a very good idea to record your voice on your phone. And when you finish your talk, check how long did you talk and listen to your voice. Did you like it? Or would you change something in your next try? Or another good idea is to record a video of yourself when you are giving your talk. Look at your body. How do you stand? How do you use your hands? What do you do with your eyes? What do you do with your, voice? So record a video of yourself and watch it later. Another good way is, when you are ready, give your talk to a friend and listen to what he says. What was good about your talk and what was not very good, and you should, improve. Your friend can give you some ideas. So, as a summary, in this video, we focused on how do you argue an idea, and how do you support this idea with examples, or with a story, or with explanations. And the next thing we focused on in this video was how to plan your talk.